Wow, hello, Isabel, Donna, there's already people there. Toffee's here. She's being very needy today. I was just saying on Instagram. She's being a naughty, needy dog. By the garden today. Should we listen to the garden for a second? So nice. I wonder if the, let's see if there's enough internet out here, whether the Wi-Fi can take me being outside. Oh, it can. Well, that's good. We haven't got cut off. Oh, so nice. Toffee, stop it. Now, you're being annoying. Stop it. She's so annoying. I wonder what my neighbours will think about me talking about binge eating. She keeps sneezing on me. It's really disgusting. Morning, everyone. Morning, Bex, Paul, Charlotte, Francisca, Sarah, Christina, Julie, Mark, Nicola, Sage, Louise, Deirdre, Kirsty, Paul, Michelle, Nick, Maria, Joyce, Janice, Diamond, Zoe, Samantha, Muriel, Susan, Mumsy, RM, Jams, Emily, Denmaid, Jess, Carla, Victoria, Anne, Jadrad, Katie Travers, Anita, Miss One, Matthew Jones. Let's all have a little moment. Oh, you didn't go for a walk on Watergate Bay Beach yesterday and thought of me, Katie Butler. Next time you go there, can you take a photo and tag me in on Instagram, please, so I can see it? Anyway, I mustn't be self-indulgent. There's a lot worse things going on in the world than me having a need to walk on Watergate Bay Beach. Right, put yourself together. Just want to have a little moment for Victoria Bradwell that I saw go up there, because Victoria Bradwell, you've said the last couple of days, haven't you, that you've just, oh, well done, Claire, Elsie, that you've just split up with your partner and you're feeling a bit lonely. So that's shit. It really is shit. But hopefully you're doing the things that I maybe suggested. Write it all down. Remember, nobody's going to see it. Doesn't matter about the spelling. Doesn't matter. It's just a stream of consciousness. Just get those feelings out and start making the plan for what you might want to improve in yourself, what you might never want to choose again in another partner. That's a good one. Just did a 7.5k walk. Oh, well done. I'm desperate for a walk. Mark's got really difficult about going for a walk, and I don't like walking around here on my own. Yeah, lots of love to Victoria. Everyone send Victoria love. She's going through a breakup, and we can help her get through. There you go, Victoria. Oh, you're all so lovely. They are so difficult, aren't they, Zoe? It's a physical pain. It's not just pain. It's a physical pain. So, no, the dentists are opening next week. Somebody just said they're not opening to 21, but they're opening next week. Okay, so today I would have thought we could just talk about how so many of us comes to the weekend and everything goes out the window. That all week you can be really mindful. I don't like to say good or bad because I think it's really bad to talk about being good or bad with your food. But I think we can spend the week being really mindful and eating really healthily and eating in a way that's good for you or not. Or you can have spent the whole week eating in a way that isn't good for you and feeling more and more shit about yourself every day, and then binging and then eating more because you hate yourself, and then you get on this binge cycle, and then the weekend comes and all bets are off. Does anybody else identify with that? Lucy, I've been eating awfully in lockdown. When I go back to work, I don't eat as much, but will binge when I get home. Yeah, Lucy Rose. Joyce Jeffrey, I lost 5 stone, but gained back 2 stone, not happy about it. Start today. Wine last night was a binge fest. Louise Smith. Exactly. So it's not just about food. It is binge. It's going, oh my God, it's the weekend. I'm not talking about alcoholism. I'm talking about just drinking more than is actually necessary to just chill and have a nice, because there's nothing nicer than having a glass of wine in the garden, having a couple of glasses of wine, but it's when you go over those 2, oof, and then you get the crisps and you get the nuts and you get the chocolate. I sat and had a chat with my friend Lee the other day, and it was really nice, and I had vodka tonic, vodka coke, then I had 2 more vodka cokes, and then before you knew it, I was over in the hiding cupboard, which is where I hide all the fattening stuff from Mark. So it was the big bag of nuts, big bar of chocolate. I just made my way through it, just ate the lot, because all resolve was out of the window because I just had one drink too many. 1 week without drinking, says Paige Elizabeth, and feels so much better. Alcohol makes you get the munchies so badly. It gives you the munchies, and then the next morning, you also just want everything, don't you? You just want everything. And there is nothing nicer than waking up in the morning on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning and not having to kickstart yourself, either because you've eaten too much stuff that's just unhealthy or you've drunk too much. And then you're just like trying to catch up, and then about 12, 1 o'clock, you might kind of start to feel all right. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. So it's a bit like, yeah, there you go, Selena Lou Fogg could eat a scabby horse this morning. That's the trouble, isn't it? And then you start saying a fry up, and then you want crisps and cans of Coke, and it's all that stuff. So I just wanted to share with you again that first thought, second thought that Mark and I talk about all the time. First thought is, wow, Friday night, fuck it, I'm going to have a good old bottle of wine. I don't care, I've had a shit week, I'm just going to have it. Or Sunday, it's Sunday, oh God, well, I've hardly got anything to do. I'm in lockdown, I'm not even going back to work tomorrow, so I'm just going to have, we'll have some wine at lunch, and maybe we'll have a bit more, and then we'll have a bit. That's the first thought. What's the second thought? What do you know happens after that? Almost guaranteed what will be. So say you start lunch at like 1 o'clock, you have a couple of bottles of wine with your family. Where do you end up 4 or 5 o'clock? Feeling shit, maybe of having had a bit of a doze, waking up, feeling disorientated, feeling hungry. I'm starving, Francesca. I'm really hungry. I'm going to eat after this. Bored, so eat. Eat, feel guilty. Guilty, so eat. Vicious circle. Exactly. So, very occasionally these days, I act on first thought, which is first thought, fuck it, I'm just going to have whatever I want. Yeah, then I'm going to have sweet and sour chicken, Teresa Davison. I'm going to get some prawn balls. I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. First thought. Sometimes I act on it. And when I act on it, it's very rarely that I do it and I'm like, oh yeah, I just really enjoyed that. Because I do think that's important. I think it's really important. I don't believe in cutting out food groups. I don't believe in saying, oh, you should never have a takeaway and you should never have crispy fried pork or sweet and sour pork balls. Because they're nice sometimes, aren't they? And what's wrong with that? And that's sane eating. It was like, I was talking to my sister yesterday and she was saying she's been really, really like on a real health kick. And a friend of hers has had a load of cheese sent to them from France. Beautiful cheese, beautiful, beautiful cheese. And my sister was saying, oh, God, I'm probably going to eat cheese and I'm going to drink wine. I said, that's great. Because you've been so healthy. It's not like a reward, but that's an event. You've got some beautiful cheese. You're going to have a lovely glass of wine. You're going to sit in the garden. And that's sane indulgence, because it's lovely to indulge. It's lovely to indulge. What isn't sane is when you're just stuffing loads of shit that isn't special, that you don't actually really want, but you're trying to shut up your feelings, or you're trying to shut up your boredom, or you're trying to shut up your fear, or you're trying to, anyway, all of that stuff. So occasionally I will act on first thought without thinking. Second thought, I'm going to feel shit. But what I do is, what I've found, and this is a bit, people might go, oh no. If you remember, last year I was having such trouble with sleeping, so I read loads and loads of stuff. Can't believe I'm yawning to say that. About all the things that we have to do to get good sleep. Things like you have to have proper magnesium, you have to have proper amounts of vitamin D, you have to have come off your handsets and stuff like an hour before you go to bed. All this stuff that you have to do. And then one of the other things you have to do is regular sleeping. So, like 7 days a week, you have to try and get up at roughly the same time. Obviously, if you're not working, you could snooze a bit and lay in a little bit, but not set the alarm, so that your body expects to go to bed and wake up at a certain time. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. So this morning, I did everything that gives me an amazing Sunday. So I got up at 8. I usually get up between 7 and 8. So I got up at 8. Just had a huge glass of water. Didn't go into toast and croissant and all the things that often Sunday will tell you. You'll go, oh, Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. Let me go and get loads of pastries and like massively overeat pastries and bread and butter. Did my stretch, did a bit of exercise, got some fresh air. And after this, and then at about 10:30, I had a lovely milky cappuccino, which I really enjoyed, loved it. And then after this, I'll have something to eat. And it's all about, I think, weekend binging when it gets out of hand is all about, oh, well done, Courtney, did 3K run this morning, well done. It's all about how you start the day. It's like, what day do you want today? How do you want today to end up? Do you want today to end up with you feeling all like everything that you did just actually made you feel worse? You know, or do you want to end today going, wow, I've actually feel energized for the rest of the week? Because people always say to me, where'd you get all your energy? Where'd you get all your energy? I work hard at getting my energy. Amber Gridley, I'm going to start 16:8 today and go to bed early. Amber Gridley, yes. You will feel amazing. Why I have lots of energy is I work hard at having lots of energy. Believe you me, a lot of the time I'm like, ugh. The other thing that I do is when I'm really, really tired, so say about, this is the difference between me and Mark, about 4 o'clock when I get the crash, Mark will then do his Joe Wicks and drive himself hard to like wake himself up. I think that's the most unhealthy thing you could do, unhealthy. Because what you're doing is flooding your body with loads of adrenaline and cortisol. I think when you feel really tired, just take a rest. Just take a rest break, whatever that is. If you're lucky enough to go up to your bedroom and lie in your bed for an hour and zone and have a 20-minute kip, do that. If you're not, because you've got loads of kids and you've got go into the loo, lock the door and just close your eyes and breathe deeply for 5 minutes and just re-energize yourself. Drink loads of water. I mean, drink water all day long. That helps my energy. Like I always have this. You probably see this in back of the shop all the time. Always have this. Always sipping. These things make it really easy as well. Not having to like squeeze them or lift them up. Another thing that I've got that I really recommend, guys, I've got one of these. Goes in the fridge. You can get them smaller. And then you don't have to be spending money on mineral water and stuff. And then since I've had that, the girls have been drinking so much water because they love it ice cold from the fridge. And actually, yeah, the drinking, if you can just pause that moment before you're going into binge and say, I'm going to have, a cup of tea or I'm going to have a big glass of water, and just pause it for a second. Katie Johnson, I normally start good in the morning and then while the day goes on, it gets bad. See, Katie Johnson, such interesting language we use against ourselves, isn't it? Try to stop saying good and bad. Because as soon as you say to yourself you're bad, you're then in a punishment zone. You know what I mean? And then you're in it's a really negative thing to say about yourself. You're not bad. You lose your way. So you start off healthily, and then you sort of lose your way from being healthy. Now, you might go, oh, what's the difference between that? It's a massive difference. Because especially more so women, we tend to always be so hard on ourselves. We're always criticising ourselves. So first of all, don't say good or bad. Just ban that. Have I been good? Have I been bad? The other thing is when we say that in front of our kids, it sends a subliminal message to them as well about being a good girl or a bad girl. And we've got to stop thinking like that. Amber Gridley, my hubs and I drink water with a slice of lemon. Very good for the liver. I don't usually eat in the morning, says Lucy Rose, till about 2 or 3-ish. But then I think, what can I eat? Yeah, I think the other thing is where I go really wrong at the weekend is when I don't plan. Now, it is a bit boring, and why should we have to plan for the day's food? And most of the time I don't. But what I would say is, on the days that I do, I eat much better for my health and my mind and my body. So like today, when I finish this, I'm going to make myself, because I do eat differently from the guys, because they're just carb maniacs, and I just can't eat that many carbs since my menopause. So today I'm going to have a bit of a plan of what I'm eating, so I'm not just, it is Debbie, it is, so that I'm not just suddenly starving like somebody there that said they don't eat till 2, and they're like, what am I going to eat? In that time, whenever you start to eat, try and plan before you're hungry what you're going to eat. Because there's nothing worse than opening the fridge when you're hungry and hanging on the fridge door and then just like going through everything, or you have a handful of nuts. It's my danger, I have nuts in the door, and really I shouldn't, because I immediately go like that while I'm having a think. So there you go, I've put like a load of empty calories, just chucked a few nuts in my mouth, didn't even know I was eating them, didn't even enjoy them, didn't, you know. Katie Webb, joined you late, just washed my car, one of bad sides of living near the sea, loads of seagull book. Used being able to sit with you to motivate me to do it. Eating a chocolate muffin though. Or will enjoy it. I would say if you're having a muffin, because it's Sunday, put it on a nice plate, get a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea, and sit and enjoy it. It's not about saying, oh, I can't have anything nice at the weekend. It's about not stuffing. I guarantee you, if you have that nice, you know, like sometimes it's really nice to have a bit of a fry up. I would grill it rather than fry it on a Sunday. But sit down and enjoy it. Don't just stuff your face. Don't be standing in the kitchen just stuffing muffin and then having another muffin. Say, I'm going to have a muffin and I'm going to really enjoy it, but I'm going to have one. I'm not going to have the whole packet. Yeah, so they are showing, Molly. Your comments are showing. You have to delete the YouTube app and then restart it. There was an update that stopped people seeing their comments. Charlotte Andrews, I really struggle to drink plain water. Anything that makes it taste better, like juice or flavoured waters, than sugar and acids. Anyone have any tips to flavour water but keep it healthy? Yeah, that is hard, isn't it? Well, I like grated fresh ginger with just a teeny drop of honey. So it's the slightest sweetness. It's not like you're putting loads of sugar. So if like my big drinking bottle, if you put some ginger, some lemon. Another thing I really like is dragonfly spearmint green tea. That's nice cold as well. Thank you, Jessica. I've lost my appetite completely. I don't know if I'm purposely doing it because I dislike the way I look. I don't know. I would say treat yourself, put something really, really lovely on the plate in a really, really small portion that's really nutritionally dense, something that you really like, and sit and really enjoy it and say to yourself, I'm nourishing my body, which is really, really important, because so many people are on here that worry about their mental health and have anxiety and have all these things. If you're not getting enough vitamins and minerals, if you're not getting a varied enough diet, you will feel that way. It's so important. So, so important. So, yeah, 8,000 steps done while listening to you, Nadia. Well done, Janine. Amelia Bennett, food is a battle for some of us, an addiction we cannot abstain from. I gain knowledge and strength daily. For me, it's acknowledging that I have a problem. Thank you for these chats. Lots of love, Amelia Bennett. It is. Food is an addiction for many of us, and you know, I can hear the OA speaking there, and I'm a great advocate of it, that we can't abstain from it, and it's so hard. But I really advocate us looking constantly, interrogating where that guilt comes from. I know there's some men on this chat as well, and I know some of you feel this, but I do think women much more so have these issues and this terrible cycle of guilt and binge and self-loathing and guilt and binge. Having said I don't believe in cutting out whole food groups, I think for a lot of people, sugar is a massive problem and it triggers them, and they have one bit of sugar and then they have to have loads of other things. Lots of other people have cheese. So if you really know it's a trigger, then maybe it is best to just have a break from it. Yeah. Oh, Maddie, I'm sorry. They're terrible with these notifications. Healthily and regularly is so important. If you're having trouble, if you're the other way and you have trouble eating, have very small portions. I think the thing is we've got a really warped idea of what a portion is. I mean, actually, when we have carbohydrates, we're not supposed to have any more than that. It's tiny. Steph, I've put on weight because as furloughed, I normally walk to and from work. So I've decided to do 2 similar works from Monday onwards and then have a weekend doing Joe. Exactly, Steph. Exactly. And, you know, even just, you know, 5 minutes of exercise every couple of hours just to fire. Think of your body as like a furnace and your metabolism as a furnace. You know, think of it like a steam train and you're shoveling in wood into that furnace. Just, you know, bung a bit of wood in every couple of hours by getting up, having a walk around, doing the Dr. Zach Bush nitric acid exercises that I do. Check him out, Dr. Zach Bush on YouTube. I don't eat sugar and 10 grams of carbs, but still the lockdown triggered overeating. Well, of course it does, because if you are somebody that reaches for food in difficult emotional times, lockdown is the most perfect setup to do that, isn't it? You're bored, you're inside, you're feeling like you want to reward yourself. It's just perfect. It's like the perfect setup for overeaters. I've been trying to stick to Slimming World, but find it hard to keep motivated. Belinda Sharon. Yeah, Slimming World and these things don't really do for me because you can't have any fat. And I just think if you can't have a bit of avocado and you can't have a bit of olive oil, you start to feel really depressed. Me too, my vice is shortbread. Thing to do with shortbread is make your own, make a really tiny amount, eat it, really enjoy it, and then you haven't got it. To buy some shortbread and keep it in the house means you keep picking on it. Like, I bought some salted peanuts the other day, and I bought them because I was going to be making peanut butter cookies for the cooking on Friday, and then something happened, I couldn't do it. But I think somewhere in my head, when I bought those peanuts, they're my binge food, one of my binge foods, I knew damn well I was going to eat them. And sure enough, I did. I got pissed and I ate them. And that's that like nagging little food addict that goes, there's some peanuts in that cupboard where the potatoes are. And it's there. And it was there from the minute those peanuts came into my house. So I would say, if you're going to indulge in something that you really love, try and indulge in it and put it and then get rid of it. You know, give it to a neighbour. If you want some cake, make your own cake and give the rest to a neighbour. Don't have it all. Kathy Bragg, Martin raisins, just can't have them. Just can't have them in the house. I did Slimming World, says Claire Ross Reed, but find Joe Weeks. Joe Weeks is so much better. Yeah, I didn't like Slimming World. I like a lot of the recipes on Joe Wicks. They're really good. But I like doing I basically follow a Mediterranean diet. That's what I do, eat Mediterranean food, because every scientist in the world will prove that it is simply the best way to eat. It doesn't matter whether you are looking to improve your heart health, avoid cancer, Alzheimer's. Mediterranean diet is the best way, and that includes olive oil. I always measure it when I'm eating. I don't just pour. So, for instance, today I'm going to have a Greek salad. So I'll have a little bit of feta cheese, not much. Tomatoes, lettuce, olives, olive oil, little onion, tomatoes, cucumbers. Delicious. And then tonight I'm going to have peppers that I've fried with olive oil and onions. And so like a pepinata and tomatoes and a little bit of brown rice, big dollop of yogurt. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Thank you. It does look lovely. Mark's done it all. I have to say, it does look even better on this screen than it does in real life. How do I make salad interested so don't feel like I'm a rabbit? Oh my God. You have to have a nice dressing. And there's loads of good dressings on YouTube. Check out really like healthy sites. There's a really good vegan site where she does nice salad dressing. I think she's called Sweet Potato Addict or something like that. I always sprinkle, let me show you these. I love these. I love nuts in salad, but again, don't put too many. You can't just be putting handfuls and handfuls, but just like, so I will like dry fry a few cashew nuts and put some cashew nuts in, or pecans in my salad. Love pecans. Or see, look, all my nuts in my fridge, in my door. So I keep them in the fridge raw, and then I lightly toast them in a dry pan. I'm just looking for the nuts, the seeds that I like. God, look at the state of that cupboard. I tell you what, it's a good job Lisa can't come around, because she'd be mortified. These, I like these. They've got roasted tamarind. They've got sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, rape seeds, golden lead seeds, sesame seeds, soya beans, full of really good fats. So when you get the good fats, you're not so hungry. It saves the hunger. And so if you're getting a good amount of protein, not too much, again, people think they've got to have a massive chicken breast. You haven't. You just half a chicken breast if you don't like to eat a lot of meat. Or beans, you know, beans are really good. I think I've cooked my chili black bean thing for you somewhere on this channel, because that's so delicious. Oh, you don't like them to get stuck in your teeth, Claire? Well, use the whole nuts, walnuts, almonds. They say you should try and have, every person should try and have 5 almonds every day. They're an absolute wonder food. They're so good for you. So good for you. Who's that? Millie123H. I feel like I've seen more of my fridge during lockdown than my husband, and he's only upstairs. Lockdown love handles. But you know what? I've said this before. Oh, don't say almond croissants, Jessica Woodstock. My binge food, don't say them. Birthday. I have them on my birthday. So I've got to wait till November. What was I saying? Shit. Something about, I know I've said it before. Can't remember. What was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, I'm going to do a play. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Somebody there saying that lockdown love handles. I know I've said this before, but this is the best, one of the best tips I've ever been given about food and overeating and all of that. I have spent years going on and off diets, and I dieted my way to obesity. So I would go on a diet, I would lose weight, I would come off a diet, and I'd put the weight back on, plus a bit more. I was in that non-stop cycle, back, forth, back, forth. So I don't go on diets at all, but I do follow 16-8. So I fast for 16 hours, most of which I'm asleep, and then I eat within an 8-hour period. And I eat what I like, but I don't overeat. So when I say eat what I like, that doesn't mean I'll go over there and make 10 bacon sandwiches. But if I really want a bacon sandwich, I will have one, you know, within my 8 hours. But one thing I would say that I have learned about dieting, for want of a better word, is the mistake that we all make as people that yo-yo and people that go on and off and people that have issues with staying healthy and staying sane. It's about staying healthy in the mind. Is that we'll say, for instance, I told you about this morning. I got up, did my exercise, did a bit of deep breathing, did a stretch, feel really good, feel really healthy, feel really positive. Know I'm going to have a really nice day because I'm going to stay like energized and all of that. And then say it went wrong, and I suddenly I'll put this live down, go over there and think, do you know what, fuck it, I want a packet of biscuits. And I make myself a huge mug of tea, and I sit there and I dip a whole packet of biscuits, eating one after another. The old me from years ago would have gone, oh God, look what I've done now. I've sabotaged it. I was doing so well. I was being really good. Now I've been really shit. Oh, I'm disgusting. I'm awful. Right, I'm going to have anything now. I'm going to have anything. Right, I'm going to have some toast now. I'm going to have some chocolate. I'm going to open some wine later on. I'm going to have wine, then I'm going to get a curry. And you see that, what I call that stinking thinking. Please, 14-10, you can do that. Yeah, you don't have to do 16-8. You could do 14-10. That would work. You do 16:9 at the weekend. I sometimes do 16. Sometimes I do 14:10 at the weekend if I'm like chilling out and wanting to eat more. The most important thing to do is not then go throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, oh fuck, I've had those biscuits. Fuck it, I'm gonna eat stuff all day. Just go, oh, okay, I did that. Wish I kind of hadn't, but okay, that's just in that minute I've done that. And then get back on to being healthy mind and body, healthy mind and body. Don't ever go. So it's a really long-winded way round this, but it was when I saw, I can't remember who it was, saying lockdown love handles, which I do love, that's very funny. Don't now think, oh God, we've all put on weight in lockdown, I'm just going to carry on eating badly, I'll sort it out after lockdown. Don't. Even if you've got up this morning and you've had 10 Pop-Tarts, you know, and you've had a really unhealthy start, don't think, oh God, there's quite a few things here that Nadia said and things that I've seen in the comments here. I'm going to start tomorrow. Don't start tomorrow. Start now. And don't start now with a view to ending how this is. Just make this the way of your life forever. Not something that you come on and you come off. Put these little tips to work. Not rules even, these little tips. Put them into action. Drink more water today. Put it on a plate and sit down and eat it. Don't stuff. If you're sitting with your family and there's a massive bowl of crisps and you're all diving your hands in and out, don't. Put yourself a little bowl and have that. Enjoy those crisps. But the trouble is when you're sharing a big bowl of something, it's so easy, like popcorn in the movies, it's so easy to just wolf down loads more than you actually wanted or even knew that you had. That's the thing. When I get really pissed off is when I've eaten a load of shit and I didn't even know I did. I dread it when I go around to somebody's house and they go, oh, I've got lots of picky stuff. I think, oh, shit. That's the worst thing for an overeater, the worst thing for an unconscious eater, because you just I'll eat all of it. If you put like, a pot of hummus, a pot of this, a pot of that, I'm going to eat all of it. Nobody else there is going to get anything of it because I go into this like mode where I'm like hardly thinking and I'm talking, I'm eating. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody else do that? It's a disaster. Picky food is a disaster. You might as well have double fish and chips with a bacon double cheeseburger. Doesn't work. Hi, Nadia. I wondered what time you stop eating at night on 16/8. Is 9 at night. Okay, I think whatever works for you. I think whatever works for you. I usually start at 12 and finish at 8. But as I say, if I'm having a more relaxed day, I won't just go, I'm just going to eat all the time. I'll make it 10:14 instead. But yeah, today will be 12 till 8. Victoria Bradwell, I'm really picky to rarely have 3 portions. Well, why don't you get yourself a portion plate off Amazon and just, you'll be amazed. I've shown you this, guys, before. You'll be amazed. You're probably not having extra small portions. It's just that we've gone so American that we don't actually know what a proper portion size is. It's really like cereal bowls are massive these days, aren't they? Like, let me show you. This is the size bowl. That's the right size bowl for cereal. Do you see that? But most people these days, and they'll give their kids that as well. You've got to be really mindful with what size bowl. You see, most people go for that size. Look, I'll turn it round. And then the thing is, kids grow up thinking that's the size that they're supposed to have. Let me just turn this round, hang on. That's the size. That's the right size. This is too much. Unless, of course, you've worked out in the farm all day digging. I can't find my portion plate, but... yeah, so this isn't a portion plate, but that's about the size plate we should be having as humans. Okay, we turn it around. Right, so this half, vegetables, this, protein, meat or fish or beans, and this side, carbohydrate. So, Victoria, when you say you don't eat much, you probably are eating just the right amount. It's just that most of the world over portions. I think my chest size makes me look fatter. It does not help me one bit. How do I answer that? I just think that we all are so warped in the way that we see our bodies. You'll say that, and then the flat-chested person will say, oh, I'm flat-chested, I'm this, I'm that. We've just got to get over that and say, how do I feel? What makes me feel good? What, when I eat, do I feel energized and vital and makes my hair shine and makes me glowy skinned? And what food makes me want to run to the park and jump about with my kids and you know, that's what we need to be thinking, not be thinking about, are my boobs too big? Is my bum too small? Is my tummy not tight enough? It's just a road to hell, and it's a waste. And I know, Jessica, you're a young woman, and I was saying this to a young woman last night on the live. Just try not to. Just really try and turn the wheel and get off the road of the self-loathing and get onto something that is so much more worthwhile, because it's a waste of your life. Julie Rose, I have tons of cellulite, fat or thin. So do I. Embrace it. So what? What's wrong with cellulite? Do you know what? Most men don't even notice cellulite, and we worry. All these women worry all the time about cellulite. Look, I've even got it in my arm now. I spent my whole adult life hiding away. I've got cellulite front and back from my arse right down to my knees. I had a lot of fun getting it. Sat around for years, drank loads, smoked, ate too much. Just own your cellulite. Have a look on my Instagram feed, go back a bit, and you'll see me doing a dance with my cellulite last summer. This time last year it was. And it was so hard for me to do because I spent my whole life hiding. And now I've done it, I'll never wear another sarong. Fuck sarongs. Fuck them. They're just a way to just like be ashamed and hide behind them. Nope, nope, not for me. Thank you very much. No, no, no. Anyway, I better go. Because apart from anything else, I need to eat. My Instagram is Nadia Sawalha and Family, if you want to join us there. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, No Name Sunday show might be up a little bit earlier today because Mark got ahead a bit with the editing this morning. And we shall see you later for the live. I'm not sure what time we're doing the live tonight, but we will let you know. And meanwhile, take care. Take care. Be kind to yourselves. After this live, right, I've got a challenge for you. Take a minute and say something really nice to yourself. Please. And then if later you can tell me in the live tonight, I would love that. Write it down in case you forget it. Write down something kind to yourself. Kindness to yourself is like the biggest deal when it comes to over drinking, over binging. You know, yeah. Little cuddle to yourself. Lots of love. See you later.